3 million tires, 11 major brands. Field is kind of nice. I don't know why you're not here.
Between tailgating and the post-game party, get your football forecast at weather.com. Now, your local on the 8th.
Currently, the temperature is 49 degrees under cloudy skies. Here's our local Doppler radar. For tonight, periods of rain, low 42. Winds northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Rainfall near a ½ inch. And on Wednesday, cloudy and windy with periods of rain. High 51. Winds north-northeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Rainfall possibly over 1 inch. Winds could occasionally gust over 40 miles per hour. And Wednesday night, windy with rain likely. Low 45. Chance of rain 70%. 1 to 2 inches of rain expected. The week ahead.
Right now, we're tracking 2 storm systems that will eventually collide to make a dangerous situation for millions of people.
Also tonight, the cleanup continues from the Texas dust storm. We'll hear from an eyewitness next.
Plus, Toptober week continues on the Weather Channel, where you can find the top tailgaters as Weather Center Live continues.
Good evening. You're watching Weather Center Live. I'm Chris Warren.
And I'm Crystal Lager, 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central now.
We have some new video into the Weather Channel, some home video of what was unfolding in Lubbock, Texas. This time yesterday, we were tracking the storms moving through here on Weather Center Live, and it looks like here a wall of dust that was on the move at the time. Coming up, we'll talk to the man who recorded this video. That's in just a moment, but we do have some action out there right now, and that's why we want to get right to Crystal.
And we are tracking weather, including a tornado warning in South Florida right now. The warning continues until 7:45 Eastern time. There was a funnel cloud spotted on this cell, so we have a dangerous storm on our hands. If anything, we've got the dangerous lightning out there. Could see some large hail and damaging winds, so take that storm seriously. Get into your shelter if you're in the following areas there. Across the southeast, moving up into the mid-Atlantic, this is our first storm driving that tropical moisture northward. The second storm is pushing in out of the northern plains. And ahead of it, we've had severe weather in Nashville and Kentucky tonight. Notice how the clouds are starting to come together, or that moisture at least is drawing closer to each other. We're going to see these storms collide, and that's going to create a dangerous situation because we get the tropical moisture pulled in on the front end, and the backside has some very strong air, very cold air, I should say, and some very strong winds. And that's going to bring some big changes here to the upper Midwest. As we track the low, it'll move up to the north, bringing in the cold air on the backside. You see how tight these lines are together? That indicates a very strong pressure gradient where we're going to get some of the strongest winds. On top of that, we have the locally heavy rain that we're forecasting here, and that includes up to 3 inches in places through the Ohio Valley, Detroit, over to Pittsburgh, even into Louisville. For the Chicago area specifically, the cold air is rushing in. With that, we're going to have winds gusting as high as 60 miles per hour coming in out of the north. So you've got the cold air aloft riding over the relatively warmer waters here of Lake Michigan. Temperatures right now in the upper 50s near the Chicago area, at least water temperatures. Colder air on top, and that could enhance some of the rain. We have a high wind watch, and we're going to see large battering waves. If you remember the big event in September, could be worse than that. Chris?
You know, it's safe to say, I think, there are a lot of dirty cars in Lubbock, Texas this evening after the dust storm rolled through on Monday. One man had an up-and-close look at the dust. That man, Kevin Watt, he recorded the video, and he joins us now live on the phone. First off, Kevin, thanks for talking with us. And as we look at your video, take us through what happened.
Well, you know, we were watching we were about to go into a game to go see my son play football, and I look over to the left and I see this huge cloud, and my wife started taking pictures of it, and I pulled out my iPhone and just started videoing the footage, and I had no idea it was so massive until it just was on top of us. But, you know, I've seen a lot of dust storms in Lubbock, Texas, but I've never quite seen anything like that.
What makes this one different, Kevin?
Well, I mean, it's just the magnitude of dust. I mean, it completely blacked out the sky, and it was just massive. I just never seen anything like that.
Hey, Kevin, at times the video looks orange. Is that a function of the video, or did it actually look like that? Oh,
it was orange. I mean, at some point it was almost black. You know, I think the camera was actually showing a little bit lighter than it actually was. Sometime after that, the lights came on in the parking lot, and that was really the only light we could see.
And how long did it last?
It lasted for probably about 15 minutes.
And what is the area like right now?
Right now, it's cold and windy.
Is there a lot of dust around, or does the dust kind of get blown away from what settled yesterday?
No, there's dust all over the cars and all over the people, but you know, there's no dust flying around right now. It's just nice and cold.
Did you get the game in, and how'd it go?
The game was okay. They did lose, but it was a close one. Actually, I'm sorry, no, they tied the game. Okay. So, but they were brave to be playing that.
All right, so. Kevin Watt, we certainly appreciate it. Now we want to head over to Crystal.
All right, let's go back to our top story tonight, covering the big change of weather here as two storms come together, one moving out of Florida into the southeast. This has a lot of rain with it already and a deep dip in the jet stream. This is going to be some of the coldest air we've seen so far this season. Notice how far south we get all the way into the Gulf Coast with this air. Temperatures falling well below average. We get a lot of wind up around the lakes, especially the western lakes, and up through the northern plains. The moisture gets pulled all the way up the east.